A very good afternoon to you and welcome to our lunchtime news. I'm Sandro Ferdinando. Let's start off with a look at your headlines. An investigation launched into the officers who issued a fake national identity card to the wife of former Minister Vimal Veeravansa. JVP says a constitutional amendment to prevent elections from being held as per the whims and fancies of various persons will be introduced. A detachment of the Sri Lankan military personnel depart to join peacekeeping forces in Lebanon. And now your stories in detail. A group of individuals from Ganemulla have commenced a protest blocking the road in the area. Now, according to our reporter, one lane has been cleared for vehicular movement following the intervention of the police. The protest commenced this morning, blocking the Ganemulla Jaila road. The protesters are demanding that the stretch of road from Galhitiava to Kadapollak to be renovated, and according to our correspondent, the protesters have noted that they will continue with the protest until a solution is given to them. Former Minister Vimal Veeravansa's wife Shashi Veeravansa, who is in remand custody over the improperly obtaining a diplomatic passport, was produced before the Colombo Chief Magistrate today. Now, President's counsel Jayantha Veerasinghe, representing his client Shashi Veeravansa, made submissions in court that she had obtained the ID card and the passport legally. The lawyer added that this was obtained through a personal secretary, and the President's counsel also informed court that his client Shashi Veeravansa has made several requests to officials to make corrections to her birth year on her ID, and added that the issue was not rectified despite many requests to do so. The magistrate questioned the attorneys on the whether the person who had allegedly prepared the documentation was in court today, and President's counsel Jayantha Veerasinghe informed court that this person is no longer among the living. The court hearing is scheduled to reconvene this afternoon. Leader of the JVP MP Andrakumar Disanayake says that constitution will be formulated in a manner where elections will not be held according to the whims and fancies of various people.
We have put forth an amendment to the constitution that an election cannot be held at any given time. The date on which the election will be held needs to be stated on the constitution. Previous elections were held solely on the directive of Rajapaksa. Elections cannot be held like that. A specific date needs to be penned down. This time we will be putting forward a recommendation that the term of parliament could be only held for 5 years. Parliament cannot be dissolved within 4 years. The elections need to be held between 4.5 to 5 years.
UPFA parliamentarian Roshan Ranasinghe says that the 100-day program is unsuccessful. The parliamentarian made this statement at a meeting in Polonnaruwa yesterday.
A meeting to create awareness on political activities among members of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party was held in the Bakamuna area in Polonnaruwa yesterday.
The 100-day program is unsuccessful, but these people are saying that there are certain shortcomings in some places. But these are known facts, so why have they given a time frame? They gave a time frame saying that certain things will be done in a particular date, but nothing has been done. They have broken the trust of the people. Do not try to answer them now. If that timetable is unsuccessful, then the promises of the people have not been fulfilled. So as the people are beginning to reject them, they pour out more lies and put out an act before the media.
Western Provincial Councillor Rohana Abegunawardena says that the rural community is puzzled with the new appointment of the government. He made this statement while addressing a function in Bulat Sinhala yesterday. This event was organized to distribute equipment to members of farming organizations in the Pahala Naragal area in Bulat Sinhala with the decentralized funds of Western Provincial Councillor Rohana Abegunawardena.
පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ බහුතරයක් ශ්‍රී ලංකා නිදහස් පක්ෂය නියෝජනය කරනකොට ඇමතිකන් ටික
In a parliament where the majority is represented by the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, a few UNPers who have ministerial portfolios are talking about good governance in the country. They have scammed the people by giving them false promises of good governance. But what are they doing with this good governance? They are running around screaming, thief, thief. And they come back saying the same thing. They haven't captured any thief, neither do they have any evidence.
අල්ලපු හොරෙකුත් නෑ ඔප්පු කරපු දෙයක්කුත් නෑ.
Secretary of the Frontline Socialist Party, Pubudu Jagara, addressing a convention held in Monragal, expressed views on the previous budget and the one introduced recently.
We are the ones who criticized back then that this concession is a poisonous cake covered in icing. We fought it. Ultimately, the opposition ministers confidently raised their voice against Mahinda Rajapaksa's budget thanks to us. Because Comrade Ajit raised his voice all alone in the parliament. If not, there wouldn't have been a single challenge in parliament. Ranil Wickremesinghe wouldn't face a journalist. We said back then too that these concessions are farcical. This is a lie and it is backed by malicious liberal ideologies. And we alone will say that this budget is also the same. You don't have to make complex calculations to understand our opposing viewpoints. We are opposing this because Honorable Darshanayappa agreed to this. He keeps saying that this is the same as Mahinda's and that's why they agree. Now this is the problem at hand. I question the ones who agree to this budget as to why they raise their hands for this budget on behalf of the government.
An event was held at the Nawathagala Mahavidyalaya in Alpita with the participation of the Minister of Mass Media Information, Gayantha Karunathilaka. Minister for Employment, Thalata Atukorala, says that the time has come to control persons being sent for foreign employment through illegal foreign employment agencies. Now, the minister made this statement while on an inspection tour at the Bandaranaike International Airport in Katunayake yesterday.
The minister looked into the problems that arise at the BIA and also inspected the Foreign Employment Bureau branches there and engaged in discussions with women who were leaving overseas for employment.
නීති විරෝධී ලෙස යන වංචනික රැකියා ඒජන්සි කරුවන් විසින්
People who leave the country for employment through illegal foreign employment agencies encounter a number of issues. Therefore, we believe that the time has come to intervene in order to control the situation in a way that we can. The things that transpire here are quite disappointing. As a woman, it is my duty to look into these matters. Therefore, I will try my best to control the situation.
මම විශේෂයෙන්ම කාන්තාවක් හැටියට ඒ දේවල් ගැන මගේ වගකීමක් තියෙනවා මට පුළුවන් උපරිමයෙන් ඒ තත්ත්වය අවබෝධ කරගන්න.
Going back to one of our local news, an event was held at the Nawathagala Mahavidyalaya in Alpita with the participation of the Minister of Mass Media Information, Gayantha Karunathilaka.
Southern Provincial Councillor Geeta Kumarasinghe along with some other guests were also present at this event to open a new building at the Nawathagala Mahavidyalaya in Alpita.
අපි හිතන ගාන්ත මාත්‍ය ලබන මේ සැරේ දැන් කොහොම හරි දින 100 යන්න කලින් මේ දින 100 මේක යයිද ඉක්මනට යන්න කලින්.
Wait and see, Gayantha will build another building because he can. Therefore, we will give our fuller support to you during his 100-day period.
We are promised to do many things for the public during this 100-day period. We need to have good governance. Therefore, I do not have an itch to just construct buildings during the 100-day period. After fulfilling the promises made during the 100-day period, after allocating 6% for education and even after the 100-day period, I must remind you that I will continue to render my support.
අවස්ථාවක් ලැබෙයි කියන විශ්වාසය තියෙන නිසා මම ඒකන ඇත්තට කලබලයක් නැහැයි කියන එකත් මම මතක් කරනවා.
A demonstration was staged by the Frontline Socialist Party in Colombo Estate demanding that the political rights of Kumar Gunaratnam be granted once again.
Several representatives of civil organizations took part in the demonstration, which was staged opposite the Fort Railway Station.
The Frontline Socialist Party as well as a large number of organizations have come together in order to obtain the political rights of our comrade Kumar Gunaratnam. We will continue to take this struggle forward. It is not just this struggle. All your issues that were used for them to come to power have not been resolved as yet. So we are ready to fight for the actual problems.
Meanwhile, a Satyagraha campaign was staged by the Ceylon Teachers Union opposite the Ministry of Education in protest against the Administration Director of the Defence College in Colombo. A group of representatives of the union thereafter went into the premises of the ministry for discussions and spoke to the media upon their return.
The brigadier in this college is still here. However, the very day we made this statement and met the Secretary of the Ministry of Education, what did he say? He said that this brigadier has already been removed, but he is still here. This brigadier must be immediately removed by the Defence Secretary and the Education Secretary.
A meeting was held at the Halyala Kurugunde village in raise awareness among the public on the Uma Oya project. Uva Provincial Councillor Samantha Vidyaratna expressed these views at the meeting.
Uma Oya is the biggest river in Uva. It covers an area greater than the Colombo districts. After they took away all the water from us, the people of the Central Hills, our future generation is left with very little water. This is a problem. What will happen to the functioning agricultural fields spanning across 28,000 acres? What will be the fate of these vegetable fields? This is one of your most precious resources. You don't realize its worth because you receive it free of charge. Then go on and drink water contaminated with chemicals. They will bring it for you in bowsers. You can drink it and pay the water board. Now don't come raising concerns after this comes to pass, saying that this is the state of the patient. This could be controlled only through medication. Don't come seeking help once the patients have been admitted to the ICU. Ready your coffins, bury them. The heart of the country lies in the Central Hills. If the heart falls sick, it affects the country as a whole.
An event was held yesterday to welcome the new governor of the Western Province, K.C. Logeshwaran, and to felicitate the former governor of the province, Alvi Maulana.
The felicitation ceremony organised by the Western Provincial Secretariat was held at the Sri Lanka Foundation Institute. A token was presented to the former Western Province Governor, Alvi Maulana, at the event.
Within the last few days in office, I realized that administration needs fine-tuning and some institutions need to be tweaked. It is this aspect that I intend to go into some detail now. First and foremost is to look at whether the monies due to the councils are collected in full. I beseech you to pay attention to the Auditor General's report and the internal audit reports that are sent to you periodically.
These are temporary appointments. It is something that we must keep in mind when we serve the country, that today we are the kings and sultans, but tomorrow we may end up being peasants, and vice versa. So when you get appointed, keep in mind that this appointment has been made a temporary appointment, so you could serve the public. What I always say is that the powers vested upon us is more than enough to carry out our activities. It is sufficient to carry out public activities. If we could prepare an organized charter or an act and then carry out activities accordingly, we will be able to serve the public. What I see as a responsibility of a provincial council is that we must work together to give the main importance towards safeguarding the national security, instead of stating that national security has been threatened by religious hatred and racism. We are all fighting for power. We have raised concerns on slashing power during provincial council meetings. Honourable Governor, if you do realise that such powers have been taken away from the provincial councils, do go ahead and hold discussions in this regard with the central government. And I would also like to remind you that we will provide our fullest support if need be.
Residents who lost their lands owing to the Uma Oya project stated that they have not received compensation.
Many people were dispersed from the area from where the dam of the Uma Oya was to be built. They were only able to remove and take their house equipment. They say that even though a compensation was provided, it was insufficient. Their day-to-day agricultural activities have been hampered owing to this.
The
Katakala area has been given as an alternative to the residents who lost their lands owing to the Uma Oya project. Those who were residing there are now faced with a tragic situation. People who were living in colourful houses are now living in these slums.
And with that, we wrap up lunchtime news. I shall see you again at 1:55.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.